the one, the only Benzion. Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun with Benzion. Today's daf is Nazir daf nun number 50. Talks a lot of Tuma and Tara over here about corpses, about Nevela, all the good stuff. When I was doing the Mishnah yesterday, I had a question. And the article, said this question. The Mishnah on Memtera Mebez, Al Elu Tumos Hanazir Megaleach. Right? What type of tumah? We know it has to be corpse tumah. But what part? What was the minimum requirement of a corpse in order to make yourself tameh? Shay Megaleach doesn't say that you violate the lav. Right? A Nazir can't become tameh with a corpse. If he does, he gets malchus. Right? Also, the second halacha is they can start counting over again. He has to count 7 clean days, and he has to megaleach, and he has to shave his head, bring karbanos, and start again. Right? So it's curious the Mishnah doesn't say al elu tumos hanazir muzhar, right? Because he's forbidden to become tameh. It says that's substantial enough that he's megaleach, and then it mentions a lot of them. One of the shiurim mentions about bones. It says chatzi kavatzamos, half a kav. It's almost a kav, as we mentioned yesterday, is between 1.5 quarts and 2.5 quarts. If you think about it, liters, more people are familiar with liters than quarts. A quart is approximately a liter. So 1.5 liter, that's the average soda bottle you see nowadays, but half of that. So that's a kav. Half of that, a half of a 1.5 liter soda bottle, fill up with bones. Now, the general halacha, as the Mefarshim and the article explained, is not chati kav, but the general amount that transmits tumah of bones, if you're in the oil or you touch them or you carry them, is not a chati kav, it's a rova kav, 1/4 of a kav, which is less, which is a quarter of a 1.5 liter soda bottle. So it's much less. So why is it chasi kav? So the article explains that it's different over here by Nazir. Seemingly what? Both for the azhara of becoming tameh, and both for what makes him start counting over and makes him go through his whole process of tara and giluach. However, the Gemara here on Daf Nun says, the Gemara is a question over here, because the Mishnah says the Mishnah starts talking about a mayor. He's megaleach on a whole person, a maze, not gazayas, a maze. So someone asked Rabbi Yehuda, right? So when Rabbi Yehuda heard this Mishnah, asked from Sumko, the Talmud Rabbi Meir, got angry. He said, if it's a gazayas, you don't have to tell me a mace. A mace I know, right? If it's a gazayas, it's not a whole person for sure. So they try to give her an answer. So Rabbi Yossi tried to give an answer. So the second answer, the Gemara says, we're talking about where it's not a whole person, and you don't have any flesh over here, but you have bones, right? So if you have rov binyan or rov minyan, you don't just have a pile full of bones, some bones from the foot, a bone from the jaw. You have either rov binyan, you have to say there's 300 bones in the body. I don't know the exact amount of bones in the body. You have to look it up on Google. So 151 bones, that's rov minyano, or rov binyano, meaning even though there's some parts of the body which have less bones, right? There's a lot of bones in the hands and the feet. But let's say, you're talking about the legs or something like that, and a little bit of the rib cage or something like that. So that, most of the height of the person, rov binyano. Let's say the person is 6 feet tall, so then, 3 feet and 1 inches of bones, contiguous bones, that are connected, that's matame. Now it has to be, even if you have rov minyano, it has to be that the weight, the amount of space that they take up is rova hakav, right? Rova hakav. If they're very light, if it's a small person, right, and it's less than rova hakav, it's not going to be matame. But here it says rova hakav. We're talking about a Nazir still. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about the Mishnah. The Mishnah says chatzi kav. So how does it help rov minyano to have rova hakav? So I like to answer like this in the following, that I believe there is a chiluk between the Isser to become Tameh and what makes you start your Nazirus again, and Migaleach, like the Mishnah says, shave your head and bring the 3 karbanos and start counting again. The Mishnah was talking about, you need a double whammy. You need basically to violate the one Isser of Nazirus, which is like elsewhere in the Torah. Tomb of a corpse is rova hakav, of bones. And in order to megaleach, you need a second whammy. You need double, right? Like the Gemara says, what's the reason that Orlan Kilayim are batal 1 in 200, as opposed to truma is batal 1 in 100. Because truma is basically mutter behana. It's mutter for a kohen to benefit from it. However, you can burn it, even if it's tummy, you can burn it tachas havshila. However, orla and kilayim are not only asur b'achila, they're asur b'hana. They're asur b'hana. So, because of that, the shear is double. Instead of 100, you need 200 parts of chulin to mavatel, the kilaya kerem, and the orla. Same thing over here. In order to violate the Isser, they get malchus for violating your nazirus. So then rov ha'akav. That's obvious. Rov ha'akav of bones is enough. That's too much. That makes you tamei. Elsewhere, you can't get tamei. But it doesn't. In order to start counting again, which is pretty severe, you're in the middle of your nazirus. There could be 1,000 nazirus. On day 999, you became tamei. You have to start counting again. So you need a double whammy. You need something kefel. You need like kefel by maruba. Apparently maruba by stealing geneva is worse than gazela. You need double. Double is a rov ha'akav. It's chati ha'akav. In order to make you start again, megaleach, like the Mishnah says, you need double. So here, where you have a double whammy over here, because not only do you have rov ha'akav, but you have rov binyan or rov minyano, and we find elsewhere that it comes to hilchos olos and tuma, rov binyan and rov minyan are significant, right? Now, if you don't have rova atzamos, the weight of rova atzamos, even a fourth ha'akav atzamos, that's not really significant at all. But if you have the double whammy, you have rov binyan and rov minyano, plus the rova atzamos, that's good enough to make the nazir and mikaleach. And I believe rov binyan and rov minyano would actually make a nazir tar, would violate the malchus, even if it was less than a rov ha'akav, right? That's why it says rov ha'akav. You have to have both, rov binyan, rov minyano, and rov ha'akav in order to make him galeach, to start counting again. However, I believe rov binyan or rov minyano by itself, even if less than rov ha'akav, would make you tamei. You would violate the lab of becoming tamei as a nazir, or make you tamei elsewhere in halacha. But it wouldn't be mechayiv and galeach until you have the double whammy of rov binyan and rov minyano. And now here, rov ha'akav, because you have rov binyan and rov minyano. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.